been too long since we've had a good long chat about the Montreal Canadiens, and you, Craig Button, are the man for the job. I'm very excited to talk about the Habs. And, you know, Cole Caufield was on maybe a little mini slump, and he started to pick it up. He gets the game winner against the Devils on Wednesday night. Like, there's been some concern about his production. Should there be any concern about his production? Goal scorers go through slumps, right?
I don't think he's ever going to score again, Jay. I think it's over. I think that, like, you know, what he ever did, like, tonight's the last night he's ever going to score a goal in the NHL. I'm convinced of it. Like, you know, you can't call somebody that doesn't score Cole Caufield.
Right, right. Exactly. He's earned that nickname. But honestly, like, he's, you know, he looks like he's back into form, I guess you could say.
All kidding aside, I mean, I'm a huge Cole Caufield fan. And he's an elite goal scorer. And when you think about what he's done to his career to date, I mean, he's right on track this year. 33 points in 44 games, scores again, 6-game winning goals. Everything that Cole Caufield does with respect to being able to score goals is there. He gets shots from the slot, he gets dangerous shots, he gets it off. I mean, there's going to be times when the goaltender makes a good save, the post gets in the way, block shots, but the process for Cole Caufield is always there. And it's just a matter of time before he starts scoring goals. I mean, before this 3-game stretch, there might have been a little bit more consternation and concern, but now he starts to score again. He scores inside. One of the things that Marty St. Louis, I think, has really done a great job with Cole Caufield from the time he got there is making sure that Cole gets into more dangerous areas. You know, he was a little bit outside the dot, a little bit too much high of the circle. Right. And Marty said, hey, you got to get inside a little bit more. And every player needs reminders of what makes them good. And I think that Marty being there for Cole is really important. The other thing I'll say about Cole Caufield, Montreal doesn't have a lot of offensive weapons. Right. So it becomes easier to zero in on him and deny him. But Cole Caufield has always found a way to be a real prolific goal scorer. And as they add more talent around him, there's no question in my mind he's a key cog in their offensive future.
Another key cog in their offensive future would have to be Juraj Slafkovský, last year's #1 overall pick. And, you know, it was a tough season last year, and now all of a sudden it looks like maybe he's starting to really hit his stride. He scores the 6th goal of the season on Wednesday night. Are you starting to see the player that you scouted and were so high on when he went into the draft?
Yeah, I don't think there was any question that Juraj Slafkovsky had the potential. And I think now what you start to want to be able to observe is those elements, those attributes that make him a real powerful winger. It takes time for a young player to get comfortable playing in the NHL. The speed, the size, understanding how to use your advantages to greater extent. That's all part of the wide-eyed look of a rookie, and that's what he looked like last year. He even looked like that a little bit this year. I really believe that Marty St. Louis, again, we keep coming back to Marty St. Louis. Marty St. Louis putting him up there, believing in him. Out on the West Coast in November, Marty St. Louis had him on the power play. And there was some, even myself, okay, but I understood what Marty was doing. Get him on the power play, let him have some puck touches, let him get some looks.
Some reps.
Say, and I think that that's helped Juraj. I think that Marty's belief in Juraj helped Juraj believe in himself. I think that that's really helped him, that's helped him spur on to what we see now. I don't think there's any question he's going to be a really, really strong player for the Montreal Canadiens in the years to come.
Craig, are you Marty St. Louis' agent?
Listen, I love Marty St. Louis, and I would love to be Marty St. Louis' agent.
Me too.
Because what you want to do is you want to be involved with really good people, and that's what Marty St. Louis is.
No, he's done a terrific job. Montreal, definitely a team to watch as we head into the deadline, right, Craig? We're hearing lots of talk about, you know, Sean Monahan being someone a lot of teams would be very interested in, you know, a young center and a good contract. What should be Montreal's top priority as we head into the deadline?
You know, they're a team now that's over 500. I mean, you look at the market improvement in their play this year, it's been really significant. And they have a lot of young players. Last year they had that young blue line and there was a lot of growing pains. But now you look at their team, and I think that Kent Hughes has to be, he talked about it on Monday, that he's happy with the progression of the team. But now you're going down the stretch, and what you don't want to do is you don't want to throw your young players into the deep end where, you know, now they don't have a little bit of the support. Sean Monahan is a very mature player. He understands how to keep things even-keeled. And I think that that's really important for the young players. I feel the same way about David Savard. you know, David Savard has another year left on his contract. If you're a team that wants to strengthen your blue line, I think you should absolutely be interested in David Savard.
Worked for Tampa.
But young defensemen, you don't want to just throw them into situations where they might not be ready. And certainly the next parts of this season are important for the Montreal Canadiens for their growth, because you don't want that to stagnate down the stretch because you don't have some of that maturity around them. 22 picks in the next two drafts.
Two drafts.
And a lot of prospects in their pool. So what I would say is, unless somebody comes to me and says, I'm going to give you something really, really significant.
Yep.
Like, I don't need a 4th-round draft pick for Sean Monahan.
Right.
I don't need a 3rd-round draft pick for David Savard. If somebody wants to really make me an offer that really makes me say yes, then I'm ready to do it. If not, I'm very, very happy to have those players remain as Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, this was a fun chat. We should talk about the Habs more often.
Yeah, well, why not?
You don't have a
Habs
monopoly on this, RDS. Shout out to RDS.